Deep beneath the dense, steaming jungles of prehistoric South America, a predator slithered so colossal it seemed almost mythical. For years, scientists believed Titanoboa, a 40-foot-long behemoth, reigned as the largest snake in Earth's history. But what if I told you that everything we thought we knew about these giant serpents is about to change? Tonight, we dive into a story of monsters, mystery, and a lost world where one snake may have outgrown even Titanoboa, rewriting the very limits of nature itself. Welcome to a journey into the shadowy waters of prehistory, where size, power, and survival collide in a tale stranger than fiction. From the moment you imagine the lush, steamy jungles of ancient South America, your mind conjures up giants, predators that defy belief, and rivers teeming with life. And among them slithered a serpent so vast that for years, scientists and enthusiasts alike believed it to be the ultimate apex predator of its time, the Titanoboa. But what if I told you that this monster of the Paleocene era, stretching over 40 feet in length, weighing more than a small car, and capable of crushing crocodiles in its mighty coils, wasn't the largest snake the world has ever known? Imagine the oppressive heat, nearly suffocating in its intensity, forests so thick that sunlight barely touches the muddy floor, and rivers winding like arteries through a land still healing from the mass extinction that ended the age of dinosaurs. It was in these swamps, nearly 66 million years ago, that Titanoboa ruled, a living relic of a world in flux. But new discoveries suggest that something even more colossal once haunted Earth's waterways. Fossil fragments, scattered teeth, vertebrae buried in sedimentary rock layers across continents hint at serpentine giants surpassing the Titanoboa in size, creatures that may have glided silently through the water, undetected by prehistoric eyes, challenging our understanding of evolution, climate, and the very limits of reptilian biology. Paleontologists have meticulously measured ancient vertebrae, reconstructed skeletons with painstaking care, and modeled the thermodynamics of massive ectothermic bodies to uncover a reality far stranger than fiction. A snake capable of eclipsing 40, maybe even 50 feet, whose very existence raises questions about what ecosystems could sustain such an apex predator, how it hunted, and what catastrophic events eventually wiped it from the planet. As we trace the evolution of these giants, we find that climate played a decisive role. The post-Cretaceous greenhouse world, hot and humid, with oxygen levels and temperatures far above today's norms, provided a nursery for extraordinary reptiles. The rivers and swamps were highways for these serpents, corridors lined with prey that had never known humans, predators, or even the more familiar mammals of later epochs. And yet, despite its immense size, Titanoboa, or its even larger predecessor, was not invincible. Fossilized bite marks, evidence of scavengers, and signs of starvation in some specimens tell a story of struggle, survival, and the delicate balance of prehistoric life. Modern science, armed with CT scans, 3D modeling, and paleoecological analysis, allows us to step into this lost world, imagining the subtle ripple of water as a massive body glides beneath the surface, eyes glinting in the dim light, nostrils breaking the waterline only to breathe before vanishing again into the shadowy depths. Every vertebra tells a story, not just of size, but of adaptation, how muscle mass, skeletal structure, and thermoregulation all combine to create a creature whose very proportions seem almost impossible, yet were once commonplace in a world unrecognizable to us today. And when we expand our gaze beyond South America, fossils hint at serpents of comparable magnitude in Africa and Asia, raising tantalizing questions. Were these isolated giants? Or did Earth once host an interconnected web of colossal predators, each continent harboring its own leviathans, testing the limits of nature's imagination? The implications are profound. If larger than Titanoboa, snakes existed, the prehistoric world was even more dangerous, more mysterious, and more awe-inspiring than we had ever dared to imagine. Rivers were not safe havens, but arenas of survival, where crocodilians, amphibians, and early mammals all contended with predators, whose sheer size would dwarf anything in our modern world. And beyond the thrill of their scale lies the deeper narrative. These creatures were products of a planet undergoing transformation, of ecosystems responding to massive climate shifts, and of evolution stretching its creative hand toward forms that challenge our understanding of possibility. Imagine, if you will, a prehistoric riverbank where a Titanoboa, massive yet smaller than its forgotten kin, coils beneath the water, and somewhere upstream, a shadow of even greater magnitude moves, silent, patient, almost mythical, a reminder that the past was a world ruled by giants, that the Earth's history is far more fantastical and terrifying than our textbooks often suggest. Today, as paleontologists unearth new fossils, analyze sediment layers, and run computer simulations, the picture grows ever more vivid. We see snakes that could swallow crocodiles whole, whose metabolic rates were tuned to a hotter world, whose length and girth hint at the limits of vertebrate growth, and whose dominance shaped the evolution of countless other species. And while Titanoboa has captured the imagination of millions, the story does not end there. Each discovery peels back a layer of mystery, showing that nature's ambition is unbounded, and that somewhere in the depths of our planet's ancient history lurked serpents whose size, power, and presence force us to reconsider what we thought we knew about life after the dinosaurs. The saga of these gigantic snakes is not just about biology, it's about survival, adaptation, and the endless, almost poetic tension between predator and prey. It's about rivers that were lifelines, forests that were both sanctuary and hunting ground, and climates that pushed creatures to extremes of size and ferocity. And it's about us, peering into the past with a mix of awe and fear, as we attempt to reconstruct worlds we can only imagine, to understand creatures that no longer exist, yet whose shadows linger in our collective curiosity, inspiring scientists, storytellers, and dreamers alike. Every fossil, every vertebra, every fragment of ancient DNA whispers secrets of a lost era, of creatures that defy comprehension, of ecosystems both fragile and formidable. It is a story of discovery, of human curiosity reaching across time to touch the vanished giants, and of the realization that Titanoboa, for all its fame, may have been merely one chapter in a far grander, more astonishing tale. The world of the prehistoric snake is a world of extremes: extreme size, extreme climate, extreme adaptation, and extreme mystery. And as we continue to dig, to study, to model, and to imagine, we edge closer to the ultimate revelation, that the largest snake ever might not only exceed our expectations in scale, but also in the very imagination it demands, teaching us that Earth's history is stranger, wilder, and more epic than we ever dared dream. As we close this journey into the shadowy rivers and steaming jungles of a prehistoric world, one thing becomes clear. Titanoboa, for all its fame, may not have been the ultimate predator. Somewhere in Earth's deep past, a serpent may have existed that dwarfed even this legendary monster, challenging everything we thought we knew about nature's limits. Every fossil unearthed, every vertebra studied, and every mystery solved brings us closer to understanding the world that came before us, and reminds us that the Earth still holds secrets beyond imagination. If this story fascinated you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the largest snake in history truly looked like? Until our next journey into the hidden wonders of the past, keep wondering, keep exploring, and never stop chasing the shadows of history.